Obviously, the range change. If you're talking about projectiles, if you're talking about firearms, hand-throwing weapons, all that changes. But if you're talking about handheld weapons, blunt or edge, guess what, by the way? Do you know how many assaults, percentage-wise, involve blunt or edge weapons? Up to 90% in some statistics. And 90% of most martial arts schools in America neglect the training in blunt or edge weapons. Where y'all from? Where are you from? How's traffic there? It's horrible, isn't it? It's horrible, isn't it? Can you imagine never learning to drive a car over there, but always just driving a boat and then trying to go in that traffic? Does that make sense? Okay? So my point is, if you neglect training in this, you're missing out on a very, very big possibility in an attack that you will be confronted with this. And the fact is, the only way to learn to defend against it is to learn to use it first. That's reality. Because how can you ever defend against something as scary as a bladed weapon if you have no idea of how it moves and reacts? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
I don't teach stick fighting. I teach this. But I start the student here because it's less scary. And as the student progresses, this gets shorter, 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 and then it becomes this. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
The motions are the same. Watch. 5 count. He cuts my limb. 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 He cuts the limb. He cuts the limb. He cuts the limb. Everything comes in. He cuts the limb. He learned that from this. Does that make sense at all? Okay, watch. There are 3 ranges. Long range, meaning I cannot reach his head. He cannot reach my head, but I can hit the limb. That's largo mano, long range. Then we have middle range, which means he can reach my head. I can reach his head. So to impede the progress of the weapon, I have to use this hand. This is where all your disarms are going to occur, takedowns, etc. We might do a couple disarms. I don't know if we want to take down all this. Okay? Okay, so, and then you have close quarters, which means I can use the bottom, I can use the head, I can use the knee, I can steal this one. What do you think is the safest? Long, middle, or close? Who thinks long range? Raise your hand. Who thinks middle range? Raise your hand. Who thinks close quarters? Raise your hand. Most people do think close. The reason why is because you see Jason Bourne locked in a bathroom with 15 trained operatives and he doesn't get grazed. But in reality, come close to me with this. Come try to take this from me. I promise you, you won't make it. This is what close gets you. 39 stitches, a liter of blood loss, and no feeling there. I almost lost my ear, I almost lost my eye. 20 stitches here on this one. That's what close gets you in a weapons fight. Does that make sense?
The first one that I usually like to teach. See, I go 3 quarters with this. Now, I'm not doing it very explosive right now, so you get kind of what I'm trying to bring out. Now, what I want to do is change my height zone. Because, see, I cannot hit low because we've already been hitting low. So what I want to do is just drop my height zone. Now, that's going to change the way he responds. Now, my next shot may be high. He may block with the stick, or he may not. I don't know, and I don't care. Okay? So it goes 1, 2, see, 1, 2, and then there's the cross from there. Boom, and that would be the hit. That's the first one that I usually like to teach. Okay? Works really well to get inside. Right now, we're putting together a coordination drill for you. In a little bit, I'm going to show you some application on how to land this during kind of a sparring. Okay? So we go 3 corners. Drop, there's the cross, and then I just add my follow-up shots. Okay? That's the first one. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, just giving you some beginnings to work with, and we'll build on those.
Okay? Now the point is, I'm going to break and hit, see? That's the point of what we're trying to do, the first one. Okay? So I'm here, coordination drill. See, now look, I drop my body, there's the overhand, and then I just start hitting. There's the first one I want you guys to work on. Remember to keep your hand loose in your glove so you can actually make some impact there. So let's coordination drill for the first one. We're fixing to break away coordination, but it's good to warm up always with coordination drills. So here, let's see, to break the rhythm, I don't just hit low because I've already been going low. That's not going to change how he responds. So what I do is I drop low. There's the shot. Any questions? What do they? Is long range because we cheat. Watch. Instead of swapping licks with razors, I'm like, come on. I go home, he goes get stitches. I didn't have to take a loss. Does that make sense? Sure. But guess what? You gotta get good at it all. Because unfortunately, chaos cares very little about the environment, proximity of the attacker, day or night. It doesn't care. You may be attacked and it's already close. Does that make sense? Yes, so let's work close range. So watch, we'll start middle first. He hits my head, I block with the stick. I hate that term, I'll tell you why in a second. And then I touch with the hand. Why do I have to touch with the hand? I'm gonna tell you why. Because you see, in magazines, this is great. Go ahead, take the picture. Click. This is great in magazines. What they don't understand is how a knife really works. Block it. Block it. Block it. I want you to block it. Does that make sense? And it's accidentally. An untrained person will go, and then you block and he'll go, oh, and then you're cut and you're bleeding. It can be accidentally. A knife doesn't care. A knife's not prejudiced at all. All meat is good meat. All right, so I have to do it. Give me a good one. Give me a good one. If you're telling me I'm going to go, if you can do it, you're a better man than me. Now give me a good one. That hand does the work. This just stops it. Does that make sense? Yeah. So watch. Stick hits, hand touches, I hit the body. Stick hits, hand touches, I hit the arm. Stick hits, hand touches, I hit the kneecap. Stick hits, hand touches, I hit the CPU. This is still a coordination drill, but it's teaching you to thrive in middle range. All right, you want to give it a go? Stick hits, hand touches. They don't understand the mechanics of how the weapon really works. Does that make sense? In reality, if I do this, this isn't just stop. This is going to go. So think about me going, oh, now do a whole. See, that's the shot. This hand stopped it, not the stick. And in reality, even in middle range, what am I trying to do? I hope we run into that. That might be it. Does that make sense? But for training, we use the rattan. This is a training tool. We use the rattan. Follow me?
Sir.
So we're going to go into middle range right now. By the way, what do you think is the safest? If you walk out of here today and somebody pulls a knife on you, you have the good wherewithal to pull your own blade if you carry, which I recommend you do, or you have a Maglahok, or you pick up anything in your environment, anything could work. What's the safest? You want to stay long, middle, or close? You think long? Close?
Close because you have no control of the weapon.
What do you think? The safest. Most people think close because media wants us to think that. You put Jason Bourne into a locked bathroom with 15 trained operatives and he doesn't get grazed. Getting too close, 30 stitches inside and out, a liter of blood. This opened up like a banana. That's what happens when you get too close to a blade. The reality of it is this. Hit it. Grab blades.
No.
The reality of it is it's cutting the limbs. See, we cut the limbs. We don't swap licks with sticks. One of my terms. When you hear other people use it, no, it came from me because they're starting to use it now on YouTube. It came from me. I was using that 10 years ago. We don't swap licks with sticks. All right? We hit the limbs. And then if I need to go in, we will go in and do that later on. And we got a whole bunch of stuff we can do from there. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
But for right now, we just hit the limbs. So, this is the drill. Okay? Because I'm on a time scale here, so I'm having to like give you the meat before the potatoes. So, number one, coach, inside deflection. It can go here if I hit. A lot of people say it shouldn't leave this area. This in case it keeps coming. If I hit him good, it doesn't matter where it goes. So you judge. I do like it to follow. This is what you don't do. It always follows through. Sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm here. I hit his body. I hit his leg. I hit his arm. I hit the CPU. Body. Arm. Leg. Head. Alright, so let's see if we can get that far. This is what you gotta understand. First off, keep your hand over your heart. Don't keep your hand here. It's funny that people, whenever they talk about getting in a fight, they're like, put your hands up. But when they talk about swinging pipes at each other, they're like, it's crazy, right? Keep your hand up over your heart. If you do that, it's already here. But if you do this, you got to come from here to here. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Keep this up. This is it. It's funny, when he first started training me, we used to spar a lot. And the first time I ran through a stick sparring, like we sparred, what, $2-3 probably a day. He got too close to me. We were stick sparring. He got too close to me. We were over and rocking out. I go, boom! And he goes, I thought we were stick sparring. I'm like, no, we're sparring. You see, this hand is important, man. This hand is, Guro Brown says this hand is the most important hand. And later on, that hand is going to be other stuff. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay, a couple points I want to bring out with that. So he goes in 1, 2, 3. I guess that's it. As a beginner, I teach you to use the thumb. That's fine. I really, as I'm getting older in this art, I really stress keeping the thumb on the blade or even closed fist as much as possible. In fact, Hawk Hakeem, a friend of mine, and I consider him an inspiration and even an instructor, he calls this the cancer grip. As I get older in this game and has been through some of the street experience that I've been through, I kind of start agreeing with him on that. Keep this thumb close to watch. The number 1 cut. See, I'm here. That's into the structure. You don't need the thumb. This hooks. See, that hits. And then you can go back and add your follow-up shots. That's the first one. I got a couple more for you. Watch. Second one. Hold your both arms out here. Worst place to be in a weapons fight. If this is a stick, that could be a fist. This is a stick, that could be a knife. This is a knife, that could be a fist. Double knives. It doesn't matter. Being in the middle is where you get stung the most. So if I want to go to the outside, but he's giving me the number 1, there's a couple options. First one is this. Number 1 comes, see, I spike it and I hit this shot. This is already into the structure. I'm already breaking its balance by stepping on the foot. You see it? Okay? So I want to handle this one next. So I zone. See, that shot from there, and we have these same shots as we had before. Second concept. I'll show you a couple more just because we're having fun. I haven't taught in a week. My voice is a little harsh, but we got this. One more time. So see, the shot comes again. That time I used the blade. I'm trying to clip the fist. I may try to clip the fist with the stick. It's a spike. It goes straight up. Don't do this. Number 1 mistake with beginners. Stop looking at the kilt. Number 1 mistake with beginners. Watch. It goes straight up. And I check it. This is already into the structure. This is in. It's checking. See, I blast this too. That's the shot. And then I'm right back to where we started from. I'll show you one more and we'll close. Watch. When I switch the shot, see, I switch it from here. That's fine. This could probably be into this. Go, 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 go. This would be into the structure. But watch. If you want to take it a little slower, when I switch the shots, see, this hits and hits. This monitors. I use the stick, not the arm, because again, problems. I hit it. The shot comes in, and you can finish it from there. Give those a shot. Inside the flexion. Now, a lot of times they will step into that triangle step, but they get way too close to that rear hand. In our mind, the rear hand's always a blade. Best case scenario won't be. Best case scenario, a bottle and a grab, a bottle and a punch, a blade and a grab, a blade and a punch. None of those cases are really best case per se, but it's better than if he has a machete and a blade. But if we always train to handle this, if it's a bladed weapon, we'll respect it a lot more. So when I do this, first thing I want to do is I don't want to step to the 45 in, I want to step to the 45 out. You see, and that gives me the access to that other line immediately, or to any other angle. That gives me access to it. You can work your different strikes from there. So that's the first one. I don't step 45, touch my forehead. If he can touch your forehead, you were too close. I step here, touch my forehead. That's beautiful.
Okay? So that's one of the things that we like to do. We like to always be aware of this hand. Now when the disc arm comes in, I can go inside the flex. You see, I just grab it from here. I grab his wrist. Okay, so watch. So the inside, I'm trying to hit the hand. If I'm really lucky, I can hit the head. I may even have to take this shot and smother it to hit the head. We'll go into some of the combatives maybe in a second. Okay? But as soon as I touch here, I grab it like I love it. Punch. This gives me time to handle that if I need to. Okay, so it goes one, see, and as I exit this punch, see that's already out. That's a fun one for you to work on. Well, this isn't a detail. If you haven't got the Maglahok Kali video series, you need to get it. So inside the flexion, grab, I used to always teach grab the thumb. But we found doing a lot of full contact sparring that the wrist is usually what was being grabbed under pressure. So yeah, if you grab the thumb, it's beautiful. As I curve it half moon, the forearm hits. See it? The ejection is a hit, and it keeps on coming. All right, give it a go. Let me talk about the angle one. Let me talk about the angle one in a little more detail. What I try to separate isn't the disarm itself that's going to be happening. It's the way we get to it. A lot of times, a lot of times the things that we see, that's not how you're going to fight. That's what we call tool development phase. Okay. For example, if the number one comes, I can roof block. We all know the roof block. You could step 45, you could zone out and just go to work on the other limb. The problem is, once I do this, we're now on a sparring mentality if I didn't finish it. If I missed the hand on the way in, because even our deflections are head shots. Look at that. So let's say I didn't do that. Now what do I have? I've lost that beautiful deflection. I've lost that moment in time that short circuit him. So in reality, the way I approach disarming is that in real time, disarming is going to occur what I call inside the clash. So he's going to be doing 45 freeze. He's going to be doing a number one. Just go number one. Now, getting in that, he's only going about 60%, 50% of what he's normally could do. To some people, even that's scary, getting into that. So to make your disarms work, what I do is I add a proper ingredient. It's called progressively introduced chaos. That's it, progressively introduced chaos. So the number one comes. See, now I took his space. Now I'm inside. I'm securing him. Now I can go into my fight game. If he blocks it, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. All this can occur. Then maybe the disarm. That's the reality of that's going to happen. It's going to happen when you join this clash right here. This is where you're driving to the wall. You're hitting. That's where the disarm may happen. So I want you to keep that in mind. You have the tool development phase of any technique, strategy, or concept. And then you have the functionalizing it phase. And to do that, you have to really strip it down to its core and progressively introduce chaos. Once again, let's go back to kind of what we've learned. Okay? I don't care the entry too much. Let's say it gives me number one. See, there's my disarm from there. That punch can come here. See, this is already into the structure. This is already into the shot. See the shot? Watch what I do with this. I use a stick or I use a stick. I like here. Or I can use the knuckles, because now it's reinforcing. I'm going to go very easy. Move him over. See it? Here. And then you can. That's the first one I want you to do. We're going to do that one more time. We're maybe not taking down as much this time because it's going to be sore after this one. I don't care about the entry. There's a bazillion. See the shot? Look at the shot. See, he's already going. The concept I want to bring out is the concept of the shoulder, walking the line to the shoulder. And again, it doesn't matter the entry from there. See, look at the shot. See if I parry it, look at the hip. Now watch how I parry this and I just wheel it back in. Look at the elbow, look at the knees, look at the choke. Now remember the Peter Capallo, look. I don't drop him, look. Boom. All balancing them. off balance, and then when you hit them, give it a go.
Here we go. Okay, watch. So I hit here, slow motion. See, the cross is there, but as soon as that cross tees off, that low line kick is there, and my follow-up torque hits him. Okay. So it's cross kick. I kick right underneath that cross, right? So it goes here. See? Okay, different angle. Okay, here we go. So watch. See, when I hit it, that simulates the arm being hit, so he drops that stick, right? My cross is already there, my hip torque and all. Now I just unwind this kick from here, see? And then I hit back with it. Okay? See, I follow that force line from here. That cross is already there. See? There's the kick, and I just follow back down with the head shot from there. Okay? Try to do it one time for you fast. Okay, so we're moving around. Okay, the next one, plugging in that rear round kick and doubling it. So he's still going to simulate hitting that hand shot. See, now I blast that rear leg rail kick right there. And then as I kick, go back again. As I kick the first one, we just unwind and there's the stick here. Right, but I can also unwind because my hips are going that direction and I can blast the other round kick body. So watch. So 1. Okay. Different angle. That number 1 comes, see? Leg. Okay. We'll do it again. Gives me number 1. See, inside the flexion, I'm hitting that hand and I'm just grabbing the wrist. Hold it like you love it. Immediately what I'm going to do is I hit that body area. And as soon as it hits, it turns up. That's very important. Turning that stick from here to here is what's going to make this takedown work for you, okay? So 1, see, I hit, I turn it up. And he may punch, but see, he's already gone. That's the first takedown I usually like to show. I'll show you again a different angle. Okay, from a different angle, you see, so it's here, 1, 2. See, now I can zone and get the takedown, okay? But I prefer the round step because it just adds power to it, okay? So here, round step, and then there's my shot. All right, I'm securing this arm. This is usually right there on the knee, okay? And I'm putting in shots. One more time.
So we're here. Oh, there, that's fine. There's your disarm. I want you to cut through with it, hit the body. Hand goes up. There's your fulcrum. See it? There's your lever. The hand goes up is what makes this work. If the hand's not up, look what happens. So I hit. If that's a blade, you can see bone. I mean, you know, would probably lock that thing in anyway unless I cut through with it, right? So I hit and glue. I go up. The key is the round step. And then it's add your shots. Okay? You want to give it a shot?
Yes, sir.
You want to see it again?
Sometimes to make this thing hit even harder, I take a knee. And I go right into position. Now, from here, I crossed over. The first one is I put the puño in the bend of the arm, and I use the bone, and I pull up. First one. Second one, I put the stick through, and I pull up, rip forward. Third one, the stick is strapped in his arm. I reach it under. This one sucks, and I rip. Those are the 3 basics that I like to show. You can also too just when that's there, obviously that's going to disarm it, okay? And then you can take the arm, you can secure it, and just start hitting the knees, hitting the ankles. You know, you can break away, hit the body, etc. I'll show you again. Because see, I'm still here, and I take the nail from there. You see, I hit on the way in for sure. Now, if you cross over with this leg, you do the first 3 that I taught you, okay? But okay, he goes down, boom, okay? See, I hit from here and I secure. This knee slams as this leg goes over and in. This hand threads and I hold my thigh. Now, I got control and I can still put in hits and use the weapon. I can rip that shoulder out and I can still defend other attackers, okay? So I want you working both those. Give it a go. Let's go.
You see, from here I'm going to hit here. I hit here, now he launches the punch. I'm just going to parry this thing, and I can do my split from here. I'm hooking secure this, right? I can punch with it, or I can hit with it. But what I'm really going to do is just club the back of his neck, or the base of the skull from here. When I do this, I'm going to put the stick right here. Now keep wary of this one. Now this will go fast, but keep your heads up, because if the stick does come here, I just got to wrap it, you see? And I'm just going to sit him straight back to the ground. Okay? And then there's the secure point over here. I lean my shoulder forward, and I neck crank and choke. With me? Always be wary of the wrist of the weapon-bearing limb. All right, one more angle on that. So we go 1, 2, he punches. See, I go split entry from there. See, I can hit with it from there. I club, secure. To the hands. No shot. All right, so from here we're going to go 4 quarters. Ah! You don't change what you're doing. Get my point? Have fun with it, go. You're going to go here, so you can go 4 quarter drill, right? Okay. Pivot 6 pattern. Double 6 and bottom. All right. Oh! Back to 4 quarters. And then so on.
Yes, sir.
Everybody else, single stick sombrata. So you're going to go 4 quarters. When you get really, really good at that, you can switch hands. And if you take the other line, it's fine. Sombrata. Back to 4 quarters. See? And so on. So to see the dynamic of it, that's what we're doing. That's the next one, you see. So the next one, we're adding the stick first. So we're here, kind of spawn it. Whereas before we hit first, right? So slow motion with tip. It's just a feint. Balls of the feet. Okay, this is a kick variable. Muay Thai, we kick and we retract it. Most arts do that. Taekwondo, Muay Thai, Sabat, Pananjakman are Filipino martial arts. We do it a little differently. Okay? So, I'm here. I feint low, hit high, we kick and keep. That's the next one. You see it? So we kick and keep. So and we'll do some of this in my dirty boxing program, but let's say he just throws a punch. See how the kick and keep goes from here? That's all petty jobbing. See? And we'll do more of that tomorrow. Okay?
Good job, Jay.
So watch. Okay? I don't feel my leg anymore. So I go 1, 2, 3. Hit. Now look, just watch that up. Turn. Just pop your knee. Want to try? What do you think? All right, watch. From here, I still do the feint low. I hit high. I kick. I keep. Drop the body weight. See, that could be the hit, of course, with it if I wanted it. We have that. I could also round step and just use my hips. And I mean, that's a power shot, man. And now imagine you with this is a hammer or a crowbar or whatever you use, right? Okay? So, jump up. Now, from here, we're going to go into the shot. I do the cross from here. Now watch. You see how I bring my stick back? What did I load myself for? Another punch. Remember what Sifu Sieber was talking about earlier about putting something in your hands? Well, you got a stick there. You can use that weapon. It could also be just straight puño. It could be a lot of different things, right? So watch. 1, 2, 3. Get the shot. Get the shot, and then I want you to go right here for the choke. You see it? I'm gonna do that very slow, and with a padded stick it sucks. You can imagine what it'd be with something hard. Okay? So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and it just, now watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Choke. Want me to slow it down?
Sorry.
Okay? I'm good. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just brought it back. Just because you got a weapon in your hand, don't change the way you fight. None of this. This isn't samurai. Right? Don't change the way you fight because you got a weapon. I mean, you should always, you're fighting the same way you always fight. You just got a weapon in your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slam it. Cover it. I rape it. Give it a shot. Go.
First sword is the snake. Snakes do not have fingers. So, snake, look how uncomfortable. Don't snake the stick. You're going to do that a lot. These snakes now, the other thing that beginners do a lot is they try to think that they're going to just reach this out. You get me? Use the weapon, use your arm to push it, or to low back block it, or to interform block it. Now, even this arm is hit. Always hit. But we're training to go past it. Does that make sense? Sorry. Okay, so let's call it standard. If you're able to functionalize it even a little bit and add a more realistic approach to it, then when you need it, a part of that, which you've learned from that drill, hopefully will expose itself onto the street. The sticks to hit, man. Hit with power, hit with force. It doesn't matter what we're doing. It doesn't matter the disarms we're doing. We always add follow-up shots. The key to disarming, I have a very, very straightforward approach to my weapon disarms. And I've pulled weapon disarms off in real attacks. Very few instructors can say that. So this is what I found. It's pretty simple. If you want to have a successful disarm and really prove people wrong and say disarms do work, even though there's hundreds of YouTube videos online of completely non-trained individuals disarming people in the street. So of course they work. Anything can work and you can pull it off. But my approach is pretty simple. You hit before, you hit during, you hit after. You always hit after. Okay, so let's change the disarm. We'll just do a inside deflection from here, you see. Now, what I'm going to do is just grab the wrist and I'm going to hold it like I love it. Yes, you can teach grabbing the thumb, of course. But we found it when we full contact sticks for, and we put the padding on, we put the gear on, that thumb is almost impossible to grab in real time. This is much more doable. Grabbing a bigger surface when that adrenal dump is hitting our body. Okay? So, from here, as soon as the punch comes, I just lean right into it and let it happen. See, there's the strip. See, there's my follow-ups. I do it with power, I do it with force. Alright? Again, I can do the little shot, clear this line, here, see the shot, see this one. I do it with power, I do it with force. Alright, give those a go, I got a few more for you. Alright, so, the cambiata. First thing we're going to do, we go one, switch it. That's the first way I teach my students, one switch. So if I go here, I go one switch. This is loaded and cocked and ready. Okay? Now,
the first disarm is always going to be snake disarm. See, if I don't go complete snake, that's okay. See how I go on top of this? Now, I don't just disarm to disarm, I disarm to hit him. See, this is, oh, you okay? Now, knife comes low, that would be the finish. Okay, another Maglahok Kali rule. When we disarm en route. 99% of the time. Oh, I'm trying not to hit you as hard as I can. See, so I go 1, 2. See it? So I go 3. See, I hit here. See, this just goes over here. As I disarm, most people want to do it this way. I want to do it this way. I want to make a V. So when I make the V with this arm, the stick goes there, somewhere that range. When I make the V with this arm, it brings this to the center of his body. Look what it did. Grab the stick. Beautiful. You follow me? If he doesn't grab the stick and he launches low, it's already there to monitor. Okay? If he doesn't grab the stick, so we're here, and he launches high, you see it's already there to monitor it.
Okay, so he hits the angle 1, the angle 2, and then he turns it to a thrust immediately, okay? So it goes 1, 2, he thrusts, you see, that's when I'm already in. All right? So you can start making these combinations in any order if you want, guys. Okay? But a basic one that I usually teach my intermediate students is I hit the angle 1, see, now you hit the angle 1, see, you hit the angle 2, see, and then you work the thrust line, see, and that's already in. And you can do any other ones that we've already done from there. See, you can work that. Okay? Very good to start the person with. Okay. Also, the angle 1 comes. See, I tap it. The angle 2 comes. See, I tap it. The angle 3 comes. See, I tap, and that's already in. Okay. So now we can start working our taps. Okay. Also, the angle 1 comes. I thrust the eye. The angle 2 comes. I thrust the eye. The angle 3 comes. See, I still work the arm shot from there, and we can start making our entry points from here. Okay. So lots of concepts to add to make these drills a little more realistically. Okay. Because in reality, that 1 comes. I'm going to hack that line. I'm going to thrust the face, and I'm going to be in. Okay. But for the sake of the drill, it's good to learn and to practice the flow. Okay. So to review again. Okay. The number 1 comes. I tap. The number 2 comes. I tap it. The number 3 comes. See, I tap. See, that's already in. See, the thrust comes low or high. That's fine. And then I work. Number 1 comes back. See, I may finish it from here. See, and I work my finished shots. So it could be just a spike. Okay? It can also be the cutting up from here. But immediately I'm coming in with the dagger. Now, when I do that, if I'm fast enough, see, I can just cut and thread like we've already done. See, that would hit the other hands, and you would just keep putting in shots. Okay? When we get to the doom off portion with the weapon, with the stick, we're going to take takedowns, chokes. Right now, entries. Okay? The number 2 comes. See, I like to just pass it by and let him go. Okay? Again, see, now my entry point is here. Now you see how I zoned away from this one, and I pin this other side. Elbows control the hips. So I'm always trying to pin and hit one of the elbows. Okay, guys? So the number 2 comes again. Okay? And that's, I'm already targeting on that shot. If it comes back from here, you can just keep hacking, handle it as it comes. Okay? So you got 2 basics. Number 1, you got the spike up and you're in. Land with the long weapon first. You have less distance to travel that way. Some people try to, some people try to come in and pick it up with the shorter weapon, where you have to step that 180 degrees, and he'll track you before you get in. Okay. So number 1 comes, see, and that's his in, see, and that's in, that's pinning. If the knife comes, see, you just hit that thing. Just start your barrage right there. Okay. Hitting, cutting. That's the key, guys. Okay. Number 2 comes, see, I'm hollowing out, I like to pass it by, but see, I'm already monitoring that shot from there. And I'm zoning from there, and I'm getting in more cuts. 2 concepts I want you to work. Shot. Here, guys, when the number 1 comes, I'm going to cut. And all I'm going to do now is step in and do a downward X. That's the next one. Very basic, right? Okay? So I cut the limb, downward X. Cut the limb, downward X. Cutting the limb, downward X. Cutting the limb, downward X. Cutting the limb, downward X. That's all I want you to do right now.
So what I'm doing in reality, that would cut, you drop the blade, and then I would have, now let's say he punches. That's fine. Let's say I cut the limb and he drops the blade, and he can't. Beautiful. You with me? So it's whatever comes back in. Or he drops the blade, and I finish this thing whatever way I feel fit. But really, we're learning to maneuver the blade, to stroke it. So, 1, downward X. 2, downward X. Now, real quick, let's fix this because we are on the top, and if he wasn't jumping. So, I cut. If the knife comes high, I go low. Okay? If the knife goes low, I go high. A lot of people will try to do this one. You have a structural problem, though. So what I do is I hollow my body out and I cut high to clear that weapon. So 1, now watch my sway back, especially Master Willow was doing it earlier in his some of his drills. He was going to be kind of sway back and forward. From here, I sway back for the cut, so to maintain what? But then watch right there. I go in for the kill. So you got to have the hips do 2 things. What are they? They twist and press. You with me? My hips twist and press. Do you follow? So it goes 1. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. He punches. Okay. 6. Same exact missile. Watch. So I'm here. He punches.